present and what all chapters are present, what you have to study. So it's definitely very vast as compared to your syllabus, what you've been studying in class till class 10. So very much things are similar also, but it's just that it's an expanded version of what you've already studied. So you have two books, part one book and part two book of your NCERT that you have to follow. So part one book and part two book. Okay. So in part one book, what all chapters are there? Let me just give you a brief about that. See, this is the first class. We can have an introduction today. And from the next class onwards, we can have everything in detail, the chapters. So in your first book, the first chapter that we have is units and dimensions. From the unit physical world, one chapter is about the basic forces that is covered in the later on chapters. You have the chapter units and dimensions. Now, this chapter is a very easy chapter. You can easily score this, and it's very much similar to what you have already studied. So units, whatever units are present, SI units, will be focusing on the units and the construction of dimensional formula. So that dimensional formula we'll be starting with today. And the second chapter, are you planning to prepare for any entrance also, Ayesha? JEE or NEET or anything?
No.
Okay. And what all subjects do you have? What have you opted for? PCM or PCB?
What?
What all subjects have you opted for in class 11th?
M by PC.
Maths and bio both?
Yes.
Okay. So the next chapter that we have is motion in a straight line. So you have done this. There was a chapter in your class 9th, Introduction to Motion. So this is very much similar to that. When an object is moving in a straight line, we deal with it. Means when one of the coordinates is changing, either x-axis is changing or y-axis is changing, that is there in your motion in a straight line. Then you have a chapter, motion in a plane. Now, what is the meaning of this plane? Suppose you have two axes, like this is one axis, this is another axis like this. So this is, suppose this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. So this part, this becomes the plane. This is the plane, xy plane. So if a motion occurs in this plane, like if a body is moving like this or something, so we call this as plane. So that is dealt in this chapter, motion in a plane. Then this is kinematics part. We don't deal with why is the object moving. Then we have a chapter which is called as laws of motion. This is laws of motion. This chapter basically deals with why is the motion occurring? Why do the objects move? Basic answer is force. You've done an equation also, F is equal to ma in class 9. So laws of motion is related to that chapter only. It discusses the forces and it also discusses about the frictional force. Then there's a chapter that deals with work, energy, and power. So power, energy, time, all these factors are considered here in this chapter. So it's an easy chapter. One topic, collision, is there extra. Otherwise, these three things are only dealt in this chapter. Then see, everything till here was in a straight line, means everything was moving everything was moving forwards, translating. If anything rotates, like you can take the example of fan blades are rotating, right? So
Yes.
this is rotation that is dealt in the chapter system of particles and rotation of motion. So I'm just writing rotational motion. So like if the fan is moving, what all forces are acting on its blade? If something is moving in a circular track, what all things will be there? So see, in rotation, everything becomes different. Whatever you study for translation motion, everything is different in your rotation. You have various analogs there that is dealt in this. So in this first book, there's a last chapter, which is gravitation. This chapter is gravitation. So when we're talking about the gravitation chapter is different from what you've studied, what you will study till here. It will take you to the planetary motion. You'll be dealing with the forces that acts between two objects and the universal gravitation law and everything related to gravitation. And this gravitation was also there in your ninth class. So that acceleration of gravity, acceleration due to gravity and all, just a very much expanded version, and you have lots of derivations also in your class level. So this is the first. Then we have the second book, that is part. Now, in this book, see, three states of matter exist: solid, liquid, gases. So when we talk about a solid, we see what all changes can occur in a solid object. Like if this is a rectangle that is present, okay, if this is a rectangle which is present, then what all forces can act on it? I can apply compressive forces on it. Will the shape change? What will be the volume of this? So like these, all the properties of solids, they are dealt in the chapter mechanical properties of solids. And when you deal with the same mechanical properties, mechanical means something related to the shape, the volume, the length. So then we talk about same thing, mechanical properties of fluids. Okay, this is what is dealt. Now see, in mechanical properties, we just only deal with the objects with their changes in length, changes in volume, changes in shape, all the mechanical part. So for the heat part, you have a separate chapter, that is thermal properties. This is thermal properties of matter, where both solids and fluids are dealt. Thermal properties of matter. So temperature, thermometer, how to check various temperatures on different thermometers. Then different materials are present, different properties are present: convection, conduction, radiation, how the light rays coming to the surface of the earth. All these things are dealt in this chapter, thermal property of matter, properties of matter. Then you have the chapter thermodynamics. After this, we have kinetic energy, kinetic theory. So after this, we have the chapter kinetic theory. So there are certain postulates that if molecules are present within a closed space, and what all things can happen. Like molecules are free to move. So if they are free to move, at what temperatures will they move? At what temperature will the state change? And if forces are applied, what all can be the changes that occur if gas molecules are freely allowed to move in a confined space? So that is, there are various postulates and few numericals also there. Few questions are there which come in the form of calculations. That is dealt in this kinetic theory. Then you have the chapter thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is very important. It is there in your chemistry also. So you will be dealing the same thermodynamics in your chemistry. There are various processes that occur due to change in one of the properties. Like what if a process is occurring and pressure is remaining the same? What if a process is occurring and temperature is remaining the same? What if there is no heat exchange? Like this, various processes are there, out of which two processes are there which you have to deal in detail. That is your chapter thermodynamics. Then we have the unit waves and oscillations. Waves and oscillations, basically, these two chapters deal with the motion and movement of wave. If a wave is propagating, what all properties will it exist? What are the periodic motion or oscillatory motion? When do we say an object is oscillating? Oscillation means this to and fro movement. So when do we say an object is oscillating? This is dealt in this oscillations chapter. So waves is, some portion of waves is included in your class 11. Some portions of this wave is included in your class 12th also. And this chapter gravitation, this the formula part of it, the derivation part of this chapter, this is very much similar to what you will study in your electrostatics in class 12th also. So that's why this chapter, if you've understood well, is very important. And see, rest of it, these chapters, these four chapters: motion in a straight line, motion in a plane, laws of motion, work, energy, and power, even rotation. These are very basic chapters for your physics. You need to build up your physics because some of the equations are such that they'll end in class 11, but in class 12 you will be needing. And see, for class 12 you should have a very strong base. So since you have maths, still we'll be discussing some mathematical physics that is required. Some portion of maths is required that I'll teach you separately after this chapter, units and dimensions. Okay, that is what is your units and dimension. After units and dimensions, we have the calculus part, that is integration and differentiation, that we'll see after this. What all books you should have? You should have your NCRT with you. NCRT is the primary book. Without this, you'll not be able to pass your class 11th exams. Class notes, whatever notes we'll be doing in the class. Every note, see, you will get all the notes within the class itself, from NCRT, from various book, everything is there within the class itself. You should make a separate register so that you can note down, jot down all the things. Then apart from it, previous year questions are there for your from your school exams and all that will be provided. You will get homework after every class. So homework questions are important. After every class, you will get homework questions. So practice those questions, submit the homework, and we'll have a discussion before the next class. Like in today's class, I won't give you any homework. In the next class, when we have the proper class, I'll give you some portion of some questions. Homework questions are just few questions, like 4 questions, 5 questions, maximum 6 questions, or 2 questions even, depending upon the topic that you have done. And then we'll be taking your weekly tests also. So these tests questions will also, so you have plenty of questions. Apart from it, you can refer to any reference book like SL Arora. It's a good book. And if you need any of the books, you can just contact us. We'll provide you with this, operations team will provide you with a soft copy also. NCRT exemplar is good. Just stick yourself to these books only and just do them twice, thrice. Okay, once you have completed the portion. NCRT back questions are important. NCRT in text questions are important. You have the derivations, everything. So derivations, definitions, everything is included within the class itself. But revision part has to be done by you. Before every class, you should revise the part that is completed. And
Okay.
apart from this, see, in the class when we are discussing something, like let me start with a small portion of units and dimensions, so you will also have some idea how we go about in the classes. So see, you will get all the notes within the class itself. It's just that when I am teaching, when I am telling you something, that time just put your pen down and just listen carefully. Try to understand everything. You are free to ask any doubt. You can interrupt the sentence. You can use the chat column. You can text on WhatsApp. Learnivio number. Okay, Learnivio's number is available, from which you got the meeting ID. Just share the question to them. That will you will get the solution forwarded to you. So everything will be done, but just understand by that time in the class. After I have written a portion, I'll give you sufficient time to copy each and every word depending on your speed.
Okay.
Okay, Aisha, is it clear?
Yes.
Anything you want to ask from whatever I have spoken?
No.
All right, so let's start with dimensional analysis. So firstly, you should understand what is the meaning of physical quantities. See, what are physical quantities? These are quantities that can be measured. When I say the quantities that can be measured means like if I give you a pen and I ask you the length of the pen, you can just take the scale. With the help of scale, you can measure the length and you will tell me that this is suppose 15 centimeters. It means length is a quantity that we can measure. Similarly, if I ask you the time, clock is present, you will see the clock, you will tell me the time, that this is the time right now. It means time can also be measured. If I ask you weight of something, you can measure, put it on a weighing scale and measure. So mass is also something that you can measure. So all these things which can be measured are called the physical quantities. Got it?
Yes.
Now, physical quantities are categorized into two groups. One is known as the fundamental. Now, fundamental means this is the basic properties. These are the basic properties that are present, that are existing. Means they don't have any formula. They will be constructing the new quantities. They are just present in nature, like length. You have never seen a formula for length. You've never seen a formula for time, right? Length, time, mass, these are all basic properties, fundamental. For your physics, for your entire physical quantities built up, these are the basic portion. Then you have the next category as derived quantities. Derived quantities means you use these quantities and you make a new quantity. Like, see, length and time, these are physical quantities, right? And if I divide length by time, I get speed. So what happens with speed? Speed becomes a derived quantity because it was not present originally. It is broken up into length and time, and you're putting a mathematical operation, that is division between them. So that's why you're getting. So that these fundamental quantities we'll deal in detail, because your dimensional formula that we have to perform is made up of these fundamental only. Got it, Aisha, till here?
Yes.
Okay, Aisha, write down this page. Just let me know once done. Make
Okay.
the chapter 1 units and dimensions, dimensional analysis. Start writing.
Okay. Done.
Okay, Aisha, there's a small diagnostic test that I have to take of yours. Basically, see, for being in class 11, some basic mathematics and basic science you should already know. So it's just that if you are lacking somewhere, like if I feel that some concepts of class 11, class 9th and 10th are not clear, so I'll just give you one class where we just brush up those parts, so that you are completely prepared for class 11th and you'll not face any difficulty in class 11th. Your class 11th and 12th will be very smooth if you have a very good base. So these questions are from your 9th and 10th only, even 8th class, basic questions of mathematics and science that are required for you to at least have a knowledge of that. If you are not able to do any question or anything, it's okay. It's completely okay, because this is not a test whose marks will be added. It's just to assess that it will help me assess that how much you already know, because I've not taught you earlier. So it will just help me assess how much you already know. And if I think that no, she's doing good, she already knows her basics very well, we'll just move towards the fundamental quantities, what we were doing earlier only. And if I feel that yes, one class is needed for her to at least gain up the mathematical part, because there might be some lagging, then we'll just have 1 or 2 classes. Is it okay?
Yes.
All right, Aisha. So how we are going to solve this paper is that, see, this question paper carries 8 questions, and each question carries 3 marks except one. The first one carries 4 marks. So these are the instructions which I have just told you. I'll scroll through the paper. You solve it. Okay, I'll be scrolling it. You solve it.
Okay.
Whatever answers you are getting, just type it in the chat column. I will write it in front of you. Like, this will act as your answer sheet. I'll write it here for you. Just like you're getting some answer, let's say question 1. So just write question 1, answer is XY, like this. Then you can type question 2 answer is, let's say, why is it like this? Okay.
Okay.
So I'm starting with the test. You have half an hour. You take your time. Let me just scroll down and you can keep on texting in the chat.
Okay.
Last 5 minutes, Aisha. Aisha, just last minute, if quickly you're able to do this question, just solve it.
Okay.
Okay, Aisha, you can leave. We'll meet in the next class and we'll continue.